RiseUp Summit is back in town. The two-day Cairo extravaganza that's awaited from year to year by, well, just about anyone who's interested in startups or entrepreneurship. RiseUp started 2 years ago to serve a specific purpose.
RiseUp is basically a conference that connects entrepreneurs with the resources available in the ecosystem. So it focuses on any entrepreneur, especially in the technology sector and even broader sectors, and connect them with the investors that they would need, with the accelerators, the incubators, and the governmental bodies and even to the media, so that we get proper exposure. So it's a networking place where everyone's in one place.
So exactly what's all the fuss about this startup business and ecosystem? Is something really happening in Egypt? And if it is, how big is it? So I decided to ask the experts.
But we need lots of money.
We just announced the fund that we're getting started.
It's on a continuous upward curve for the last 6 years.
And how do you measure that?
I measure that by the number of companies that are being started, the number of companies that are actually starting to get revenues and advance, the number of companies that are attracting the interest of investors, local and foreign investors, and the level of maturity and thought that's going into the projects. And the projects are much more ambitious, much bigger, much more detailed, that require longer term vision and thinking.
Do you have any figures to qualify that?
Figures, I mean, the only figure I can tell you is here at the Greek campus we have about 120 startups working.
Economists believe that entrepreneurs are essential for the growth of an economy. They create employment opportunities, they are often the trigger for the most innovative products and services, and they also bring in foreign investment.
Techstars is looking to achieve a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm looking for great startups. Right, like any accelerator slash investor, we're looking for talent and talented entrepreneurs wherever they may be, we've had the pleasure to see a few really great startups come out of Egypt. In fact, one company called DoPay operates out of Cairo, and we figure that we are starting to hear more and more that there's incredibly talented entrepreneurs coming out of this ecosystem.
Many of the young people here today are seeking capital in order to grow their startups. Ali Rafai, who co-founded Egypt's first traffic information app 5 years ago, talks about his experience.
Sometimes it's very challenging, sometimes it's very good. We've passed through like bad times and good times. Currently, if we look at the Egyptian operations, we're actually profitable for 2 consecutive years, like last year and this year. But we are currently looking for expansion outside of Egypt. We very soon will be in 1 or 2 weeks we'll be in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh and Jeddah, replicating the model, and then in Jan 2016 we'll be live in Lagos in Nigeria.
There is no shortage of good ideas in Egypt. The number of startups on parade at RiseUp represents just a small fraction of what the Egyptian entrepreneurship scene has to offer.
I'm Spanish, but I've been living in Egypt for quite a long time, for almost 6 years. It's a social shopping platform for fashion. So what we basically offer is an environment for fashion people and fashion lovers to connect and discover products. So it's a platform where users and brands are present and they can connect in a smooth, fast way.
Egypt's nascent startup scene might still be developing. Yet it's clear that there is a growing interest from foreign VCs, also known as investors.
This is my 3rd trip to Cairo, and we've been investing in the region for the last 3 years, about 30 companies or so, 4 of them here in Cairo. We're really excited about the opportunities, and we think that Egyptian entrepreneurs are some of the hardest working people on the planet.
Order of magnitude, if you may want to share about the level of investment?
We just announced a $30 million fund. We hope to make a lot of small investments out of that, probably average at 50 to 100,000 US on first check, hopefully 150 to 200 companies overall in the next maybe 3 or 4 years. And then maybe a couple hundred to $500,000 checks into the top 20% of those.
It is believed that the most disruptive and innovative ideas come not from large corporates, but actually from entrepreneurs. It might be early times for this movement in Egypt, but actually coming to RiseUp and watching the buzz, the excitement, the investors, you would have to believe that a big movement is indeed building up.
You also need to be